There's one way to know if someone is in their 20s, and that's if they're always on a hike. Here are the 3 best beginner hikes that I've done in Luzon, the northern island of the Philippines, and I'll rank them based on questions like, can you do this? How hard's the hike? What do I need to bring? And most importantly, will you be okay? First up, we have Mount Pulag. Of course, everybody loves Mount Pulag. It's the 3rd highest peak in the Philippines with different landscapes that honestly makes for great photos. The difficulty to reward ratio here is great. It's not that hard, but honestly, you do get one of the most beautiful sunrises you'll see here in the Philippines. There are 4 main trails from Mount Pulag, but the easiest one is the Ambangeg Trail, which took me about 8 hours to complete back and forth. So that's like 4 hours to the summit. And a couple things you might want to know is that you'll need a lot of layers for this hike. It gets really cold at the peak, especially for a tropical country. I'm not sure how cold it is exactly, but it's probably close to like 6 degrees in Celsius. So usually when I hike, since I'm pretty used to the cold, I usually wear 2 layers. So that would be a base layer of a compression shirt and then a windbreaker. You could probably get these at Decathlon, but my jacket is from Colombia, and the compression shirt that I usually wear when I go hiking is from Under Armour because I just like their stuff. The other 3 trails you can probably do in just a day, but I'm not sure. I've only done Ambangeg. But if you are planning to do a Mount Pulag trip, make sure to reserve the whole weekend because there are strict requirements for medical certification and a DENR orientation that you cannot skip. The best time to start your Mount Pulag Ambangeg hike would probably be at 1 a.m. just to make sure that you get enough time to do the entire trail, get to the peak before the sunrise for the sea of clouds. My favorite thing about this hike is that there are different biomes that you get to walk through. So there's different types of plants that you get to see. In the mossy rainforest, for example, there's a lot of rainforest, and in the grasslands you'll see a lot of grass. I don't know, I just think it's pretty cool that in 2 hours you can go from rainforest to grass, and there's a pretty distinct line. There's a pretty distinct demarcation of when you should expect the environment to change. This is without a doubt my favorite hike ever, the Fato and Kupapay twin hike. The views were great, the people were awesome, and there was no one else at the summit with us. I'm lying, I'm sorry, I don't know why I did that. There was one group with us, but other than that, we pretty much had it to ourselves. This hike is ideal for beginners, and I think it's a 3 out of 9 in the difficulty scale. And unlike Pulag, you don't have to start so early, so you get more sleep. I think the guides mentioned that you could start this hike at 4 a.m. We started at 3 because we were doing both peaks at the same time. Usually you have it split into 2 different days. And despite starting at 3, we still had enough time to get to the summit. One of the coolest things about this hike was that our homestay had a water heater. Those are very rare. You'll never find those things anywhere else. There's also 2 ways that you can do this hike. You can either do both in one go, or you go home in between hikes. So you hike up Mount Fato, for example, on the first day, and then Mount Kupapay on the next, and you stay in a homestay in between. It's not that hard of a hike, but I will say that getting there was horrible. It's like a 14-hour road trip. And after those 14 hours, let me just tell you, you do not want to go hiking because your legs don't work. They're just jelly at that point, okay? So we spent the first day of that weekend just staying in our homestay, recovering from that hike, getting to know the people in the area. It was cool. I liked it. You should probably do that too. And then on the second day, that's when we did both hikes, which honestly I would recommend if you have that option. I don't feel like we missed out, and it was definitely more of an adventure getting to see 2 mountains instead of just one over 2 days. You know what I'm saying? The third mountain I would suggest you do is Daraitan and Tinipak River. Since it was the very first mountain I've ever done, I had no idea what to expect, honestly. And I think that made it a horrible experience. And it took us about like 6-7 hours to do the whole thing. As much as I love hiking now, it was raining, it was muddy, I was slipping everywhere, and I thought I was gonna die. And that's the thing I wanted to warn you about. If you wanted to do this mountain, don't do it the day after it rained, because you'll be slipping and sliding everywhere. And not only is that not safe, but it's also not fun. The difficulty rating was a 4 out of 9, so I wouldn't suggest this for anyone who's not athletic or fit, especially if it's your first mountain. You should probably do some other mountains first. Since the ascent and the descent was such a leg burner, getting to the river was amazing. The water was cool, it was refreshing, it was fun. The feeling of just cool water running through your legs, I've never felt anything as good ever since. And I'm still chasing that high, you know? So if I were you and I were looking for a legit hike near Metro Manila, it's only about 2.5 hours by car ride. You'll get there, you can get a guide for like 1,000 pesos. It's fun. Plus, I think the photos that I got at the peak were genuinely very unique. The rock formations at the top of the peak, I've never seen anywhere else. So, you know, I just don't have any other photos like it. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for rocking with me. I'll be posting more hiking content on my Instagram and on this YouTube channel. Whether it's talking about my hikes or the gear I use or this heavy camera that I bring around. If you like this content, you already know to hit the subscribe button. Love you. Bye.